Remembering John Forté. The Fugees producer, advocate, and cultural icon passes away at 50. In a shocking turn for the hip-hop community and the residents of Martha's Vineyard, Grammy-nominated artist and producer John Forté has passed away at the age of 50. Known for his pivotal role in shaping the sound of the 90s through his work with the Fugees, Forté's life was a powerful narrative of massive success, a fall from grace, and a triumphant second act. Here is a look at the life, legacy, and untimely passing of John Forté for Chero TV. The cause of death. What we know. John Forté was found unresponsive on the kitchen floor of his home in Chilmark, Massachusetts, on the afternoon of Monday, January 12, 2026. Discovery. A neighbor discovered him alone and called 911 at approximately 2:25 p.m. Emergency responders arrived shortly after, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Official status. While the Massachusetts State Medical Examiner is still conducting a full investigation, local law enforcement stated there were no signs of foul play. Health context. Family friends have noted that Forté had been battling a seizure condition that began roughly a year ago. He had been taking prescribed medication to manage the condition leading up to his passing. A life of brilliance. From Brooklyn to the Fugees. Born on January 30, 1975, in Brownsville, Brooklyn, Forté was a musical prodigy from the start. He studied classical violin and graduated from the prestigious Phillips Exeter Academy before breaking into the music industry. Musical milestones. The Fugees. Introduced to the group by Lauryn Hill, Forté co-wrote and produced several tracks on the Diamond-certified 1996 album The Score. Solo career. He released his debut solo album, Poli-Sci, in 1998, which featured collaborations with Wyclef Jean and Fat Joe. Recent work. He remained active until his final days, recently working on music for HBO's Eyes on the Prize and a documentary about his own life. Controversies and the presidential pardon. Forté's career was famously interrupted in 2000 when he was arrested at Newark International Airport. He was charged with possession and conspiracy to distribute liquid cocaine. Despite being a first-time, nonviolent offender, he was sentenced to a mandatory minimum of 14 years in federal prison. This sentence became a flashpoint for critics of mandatory minimum sentencing laws. His release became a high-profile cause, championed by legendary singer Carly Simon and Senator Orrin Hatch. In a rare act of executive clemency, President George W. Bush commuted his sentence in 2008. Forté walked free after serving 7 years, later becoming a vocal advocate for prison reform and the Transformational Prison Project. Family and personal legacy. At the time of his death, Forté had built a peaceful life on Martha's Vineyard. He is survived by his wife, photographer Laura Fuller, and their 2 young children, daughter Wren and son Hailey. To many, Forté was more than a musician, he was a symbol of resilience. He often spoke about his second chance at life, focusing his later years on advocacy, public speaking, and raising his family in the community that had embraced him. Hashtags for Chero TV. Hashtag John Forté. Hashtag Rip John Forté. Hashtag The Fugees. Hashtag Hip Hop Legend. Hashtag Martha's Vineyard. Hashtag The Score. Hashtag Prison Reform. Hashtag Music News. Hashtag Chero TV. Hashtag Brooklyn Nets. Hashtag Carly Simon. Hashtag Breaking News.